Hey everyone, my name is Vitaly, and in this short video, I'll be talking to you about the subject of click fraud in regards to online marketing. And click fraud in a nutshell is basically the concept of a person or fake individuals clicking on, let's say, an ad that you have online to basically make you spend more money, or perhaps it's fake traffic coming to your website to try to inflate the numbers and stuff like that. There are other circumstances which I'll be talking about later in this video, but generally speaking, click fraud is something that a lot of people worry about when it comes to marketing their business, because it essentially can raise your prices, it can potentially ruin your business, and it's something that people want to be careful of. So maybe they hire some services, maybe they want to correctly set up their websites and how they're generating traffic so they avoid those kinds of things. And I'll be explaining all of that to you in this short video. But before I get into the details of that, let me just quickly introduce myself. If you are new to my channel, like I said before, my name is Vitaly, and what I basically do is I run this channel on the subject of making money online. I do it for a living, and here's some of my income reports. And basically what I mainly do is affiliate marketing. I do traffic generation across different platforms: YouTube, Google, Bing, paid ads in different places. I have a lot of diverse experience when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I just have a great deal of knowledge on this subject of click fraud, PPC, which is pay-per-click, SEO, and all that kind of stuff. And I create videos on this type of content, a variety of other stuff. You can check out my channel if you want to learn more. But my main point in explaining this is that if you're watching this right now and you're new, or perhaps you're struggling to making money online, to affiliate marketing, for example, and you need help, I'm going to leave a link below this video that'll take you to my #1 recommendation for learning this kind of stuff. It'll really help you understand the fundamentals and what you need to do to succeed. So if you're new or struggling, check that out. But getting back to the main subject of click fraud, I already kind of explained what the main definition of it is, but it is something that can potentially be prevalent in different fields of online business. So the most common one that I usually see where this is asked about, or people worry about it, is in the world of PPC, which is also known as pay-per-click. So let's say, for example, that you create an ad on one of the most popular networks out there: Google ads, Facebook ads, Microsoft ads. With click fraud, the way that that works in that field is that you may have some kind of competitor or someone that doesn't like you click on your ads more than once to try to get you to spend more money in an effort to try to deplete your budget. And that is something that, in my personal experience, is extremely rare. And generally speaking, if you're not targeting worldwide countries with your advertising, you should be okay. And what I mean by that is there are certain countries in the world which are notorious for having fake clicks, people that are just not interested in buying whatever it is that you have to offer. They would just rather click on your ad and have you spend money, or there could be some people that hire those services to do that. So generally speaking, if you're not targeting certain third world countries when you're creating ads online, you should be okay. And with me personally, when I create ads, here's an example of one of my ads. The last 7 days, it got 144 clicks, and I can tell you that I'm fairly certain that 99% of the clicks that I get here are authentic. But what I basically do when it comes to creating ads, regardless of where it is I'm very, very targeted about it. What that means is that if I'm trying to promote some sort of product, let's be specific about it, some kind of make money online program, I will promote it in specific countries, probably the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom. Those are the main 5 that I usually target, and there's less chances that you'll get click fraud if you target those countries. Plus, I'm being very specific. I'm being very specific with the keywords that I want my ad to appear for, very specific with the promotion of whatever it is that I'm promoting. So generally speaking, when you stay within those confines, you're very targeted. You're much more likely to attract real people that are likely to click on your ad, which you know are authentic clicks. And so that is how you minimize, if not completely, well, I can't guarantee that you'll completely eliminate the odds of click fraud, but you very much minimize it, in my experience, by doing it that way. So the next example of click fraud, which is not very often talked about, is if you're trying to create a website and get free traffic to it. There are certain people that don't know any better that try to hire companies that basically advertise the idea of, we'll send you a bajillion number of users to your website so you can become successful, and they'll do it for like $5 or $10. If you get those kinds of offers, I would strongly advise against that, because you're not really, I wouldn't say you'd get click fraud, but you get fake users and bot users when it comes to that kind of stuff in masses. And so I would avoid that at all costs, because you're not getting real people, period. These are just services that are predatory, that try to get websites to think that they're going to become very successful by selling them dirt cheap traffic, but that doesn't really do anything. So I have a website, for example, to showcase here. It's called The Nature Seeker. It's a website that was very successful, actually. A little over a year ago, it was getting like 100,000 visitors from Google, and I would say 99% of them were real, authentic traffic. I never bought any traffic packages from those services that I just mentioned, but then an update happened, my traffic dropped, and so I've been rebuilding my traffic from places like Bing. So my website pops up a lot in Bing. Over the last 3 months, I got 7,200 clicks from Bing. Not a lot, but I am also building it up from Pinterest, a Facebook page, and I'm also rebuilding it on Google. So there's at least 4 different traffic sources. And in each of those traffic sources, I'm creating authentic content on the subject of whatever the Nature Seeker covers, which is the outdoors. And I create real content that targets real people. I'm not buying any kind of, bot traffic or anything like that. So I'm getting real people to visit my website. So basically the way to avoid click fraud when it comes to this is just not buy those kinds of services. That's what I would recommend. Now, the third one I'm going to cover is the subject of solo ads. And solo ads is basically the idea that you go to people that have email lists and you pay them an X amount of money, so they basically promote you to their email list. So let's say that I approach someone, I pay them $100, and they tell me, okay, I'll get you 1,000 clicks to your offer from my email list. Now, the thing about solo ads is it's a hit or a miss in my experience. I personally don't use it or recommend it because it's more expensive. In the best cases, it's probably more expensive than paid ads. In the worst cases, they may send you traffic that you can't verify is actually real. It could be fake traffic, it could be click fraud. You just don't know. You would have to verify if the user is authentic and if they have good reviews from other people that have used their services, but it's something you have to carefully navigate. But anyway, the point being is when you pay for solo ads, you can't really verify if the clicks that you're getting are actually real users. And so there are solo ad services, unfortunately, out there, and people that basically inflate their email lists and then, advertise to others that they're going to send you so many amazing clicks from their email so you can get a lot of money and all that kind of stuff, but you can't verify if those people are actually real. Again, the only real way to go about it is to verify if the person that's selling the solo ad is legit and if they have a very good reputation and a good star rating. And even then, if those two things are there, you're probably going to be spending a great deal of money for every single click, if not in bulk, probably way more than you would be spending in paid ads, which is why I personally don't use solo ads. You may have a different opinion about it, but the idea is if you want to avoid click fraud in that realm, either don't do it, or if you're going to do it, then go to places where people have a good reputation and a lot of very positive reviews. I'm talking like at least 4.5 stars out of 5. Okay, so that's what I would recommend in that particular regard. So overall, that summarizes the main circumstances where you may see click fraud happening. I'm sure you can find other situations, like perhaps on social media, but the basic premise behind it is still the same regardless of which field it's applicable in. Now, the two last things that I want to say to finish up this video is that click fraud in general, when you're doing things correctly, is not really an issue that I would worry too much about. I personally don't really care that much about it because I'm always sticking within the realms of creating good quality content through quality targeting of that content so it attracts good quality traffic that's real people. And so that's the first point. And the second point is that people that are concerned about click fraud are generally not very experienced when it comes to traffic generation. And so what I typically see when it comes to people that ask me these questions is that people aren't really experienced at getting traffic from paid ads or free traffic, and so they're already kind of jumping 2 steps forward and thinking, well, what if I get a lot of traffic? What if that's not real and this and that? If you understand how traffic generation works, you don't really have to worry too much about click fraud, if at all. And so for example, I find that people create ads that target worldwide countries, every single country in the world, and so they're also probably targeting third world countries where they can get really low quality clicks, and that obviously makes them deplete their costs faster, and they think it's click fraud when in fact it was just really bad targeting to begin with. So lack of experience and knowledge can indirectly lead to that kind of problem. And so if you have the right knowledge, the right experience, and the right practice in online business, generating traffic to a website, to some kind of social media page and stuff like that, again, you don't really have to worry about click fraud in in my personal experience. There are companies that help you out with that kind of stuff, where they kind of like, get rid of, fake addresses and IP stuff and stuff like that. But personally, I can't really speak to their legitimacy. I'm sure that they're legit, but those are circumstances where perhaps you have some kind of gigantic corporation with a boatload of money that's just, they don't know what they're doing, and so they hire companies like these to help them curb the cost. But the main fundamental issue where they don't know what they're doing is what's leading to the problem. So if they fix that, then they don't need companies like that to help them with click fraud. So that's the last thing that I'm going to mention in regards to this particular subject. If you have any questions, comments that you want to mention regarding this, I'd be happy to hear your thoughts. And then once again, if you are new or struggling to making money online, affiliate marketing, traffic generation, all that kind of stuff, check out the resource that I left a link to below in this video, which will showcase my #1 recommendation for learning that. And if you enjoyed this video and this channel's content, check out the other videos, like, share, and subscribe, the usual stuff that people say on these kinds of things. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.